Hey guys, welcome back to the Emlyn in the Mix show, season 6, episode 32, I believe. And we've got a super exciting release here. This is Super Audio Kart 2 from Impact Soundworks. They've updated the original. It's got heaps of new bells and whistles, and they've added some new game consoles, which I'm really excited to show you guys here today. So let's just have a quick look at the overview page here on the website. So Super Audio Kart 2, the definitive collection of retro video game samples spanning over 30 years of gaming history. And it's the legendary 8-bit, 16-bit, and 32-bit, 64-bit eras of gaming in sample library form. Now, I heard Impact Soundworks spent 5 years creating this sample library, exhaustively sampled from 19 distinctive consoles, handhelds, and sound chips. The first ever library to delve into platforms like the Nintendo 64, Sample Cell 2, and PlayStation. So it's got over 6,000 authentic sound sources, from simple waves to timeless acoustic PCM samples, and you can customize, tweak, and transform sounds with a massively powerful synth engine. Runs inside the Kontakt Player by Native Instruments. There's a little video here if you want to watch it on their website. And yeah, it's 100% authentic and royalty free. So many of the included systems use PCM sampled playback rather than pure synthesis. They did not rip the samples, as it says here, from existing games. They spent years painstakingly recreating thousands of classic sounds from scratch, because Nintendo and Sony and so forth aren't just going to give these samples to Impact Soundworks. They had to recreate the sounds themselves. It's really cool, and it's their dream ROM plot comes to life. These guys are obviously video game nerds like myself, and yeah, this is their dream ROM plot and it's come to life. So they've got the Nintendo 64, they've got PlayStation. This is freaking cool. I think we're just gonna jump into it. And the composers of those times, they use synthesizers such as the Roland JV1080, SC88, the Korg M1, and so it really is from that era. Like, it really is, the sounds are from that era, but obviously they've been bit crunched and they've had to make the sound smaller to fit on these systems, so they have their own sort of system sound per se. And they've also done that. You can play different sounds on different systems and you'll get the actual nuances of that system, which is very cool to see. Here are the systems that are included. You've got Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Sample Cell 2, you've got Game Boy Advance, Nintendo Entertainment System, Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, Commodore 64, Super Nintendo or SNES, Game Boy, and the list just goes on, going back into the Atari land, Sega Master System as well, Atari ST Pokey. I don't know some of these older ones. Got a Wing Groove in here. Man, it even goes back to the Famicom era. All right, let's jump straight over to the synth itself. So here it is. They've updated the GUI. Actually, the GUI is much nicer now compared to the original version. Much nicer to sort of see and look around. So at the top, you've got your engine, which is your main screen here. You can jump into effects. They've updated the effects. It's got 4 slots now, and you've got a master slot over here. And unlike the first version, you can actually move the effects around in order, and you got a lot more effects now here as well. You got heaps of effects, and then you got your mod matrix at the back end here. This video is going to be rather short. I don't have much time to film, so I'm just going to do some preset surfing and we'll have a listen. I'll try and delve into the FX and mod matrix if we get the time to, but let's just have a little listen here. We're on the first preset here for Nintendo 64. Let's have a listen. Very classic sounding. Let's go to another preset here and have a listen. With my terrible playing and all. But you really get that lovely, I mean, almost, yeah, I mean, come on. Who doesn't remember Super Mario 64? Absolutely cool. Funky keys. Synth digital here. I'm ending everything off on a C major. I don't know why. Let's have a listen to another one. Time piano, SM64. Oh, that's totally Super Mario 64, that sound. Bit of vibrato on the mod wheel. This is Tin Time Piano. Yeah, I'm really getting Super Mario 64 vibes here. Wow, harpsichord sounding amazing. Another version of the harpsichord. Now, if we want to change engines or change, categories for your presets, you just double click or just single click, onto the preset there. And here we can see all of our consoles. We can see our categories, our sources and tags and so forth. So we can jump over to one of the new included consoles in Super Audio Kart 2, which is the PSX PlayStation. You can have a look here, and now you're going to get PlayStation console nuances on these presets. So here we have the PSX Bright Grand. All right, let's go to another one here. Again, you're getting these presets with those nuances of the PSX. What would be cool is if you're a game creator and you had, obviously if you had the Super Audio Kart 2 and you were creating sort of like a retro style game, it doesn't even have to be a retro style game. You pretty much got the awesome sort of sound Rompler library for video games right here at your fingertips. Let's go through a few more with the browser here, of course, and we'll just scroll right down. You got so many presets here. This is all PSX. Let's look at this acoustic PM. Okay, interesting. Funk guitar. Funk, yeah. You have got an ARP on here as well, and they've updated the ARP from the original version. You can do a lot more with it now. It's a bit more flexible and that sort of thing. We can just turn the ARP on up here. And you've also got a sequence mode as well, so you can change it to sequence. So if I just press one key, so it's going to actually play a sequence. Back to ARP, play chord. And you can randomize. I don't know if that randomizes the preset. It does actually. And you can also, with the ARP, you can also do things like you can change the panning like this. I'm not sure if Super Audio Kart 2 had this much flexibility. Change the length, like do a bit of this. And you can also, we haven't set anything up in the mod matrix, but you could send things to like an LFO or something like that. Yeah, so now we're getting a bit of pan action. I don't know if you can hear. If you're wearing headphones for this video, you might be able to hear that. Probably not the best preset for that though. We'll just go through. We've changed consoles here. This is Game Boy Advance. Solo violin. Checking out the ARP here. And let's go back to length. I guess the lengths are stuffing up our sound. Actually, the randomizer is pretty cool. You can undo the randomizer too. If you go to like a preset you're not happy with, you can just press undo, get back to that Game Boy engine that we had before. But I mean, all in all, very, very nicely done. You've got the categories here that you can jump into. Synth polys, if you only want synth polys, for example. You only want clean in the tags. And you've also got your source here. Do you want PCM? Do you want the Impact? I think that's the Impact Soundworks source there. Or do you want Super Audio Kart 2 only, and so forth. And yeah, just double click, get your preset here to show you what engine is. We're back into Nintendo 64. And I mean, how gorgeous is that? Anyway, I could play this all day and have absolutely heaps of fun with it. I'll just quickly, before we end the videos, just show you the effects here because I got so many effects here and it's really easy to use. You just find something you like and put lo-fi on, for example. Click on lo-fi and you'll see your parameters up the top here. We can increase the bit depth, add a bit of noise, and we've got that ARP going as well still. Let's totally change the sound. And the other cool thing about this is not only do you have just like heaps of different effects now, which is insane, you can add the SNES verb, which was one of they've actually included that in here, but that's also a separate plugin. So now we've got a bit of reverb. And you get that real nostalgic sort of like delay sort of reverb stuff. And then the best part is you can actually change the order of these as well. All in all, really cool. Mod Matrix, as I said here, back at the back end, you can, add LFOs, you got steppers, envelopes, velocity, so forth. I'm not gonna have time to get into that. Matrix is here, but it is all here, macro control there. Super fun, lots to discover and learn, and they've really built upon Super Audio Cut 1, and there's thousands of presets. I've barely scratched the surface here. I have to leave the video here though, because I've run out of time. We had a few technical difficulties at the start getting this video going, hence why the video is a little bit shorter than normal. I could probably do this video for hours. I'm really I could play this instrument for hours. It is a lot of fun and brings back a lot of nostalgic vibes. Absolutely love it. Kudos to Impact Soundworks for bringing this to life and giving us the joy of nostalgia vibes in the music studio, or creating something really fun with these sounds. All right guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit subscribe on the channel before you leave if you haven't subscribed already, and like the video on the way out. We are also on Spotify. I left the banner up there for the whole length of this video. You can take me on the go. You can listen to this exact show on the go, whether you're in the Alps, you're climbing Mount Everest, or you're snowboarding down Mount Everest. Whatever you're doing, you're in your yacht, you're making your money, you're making your dollar bills. You listen to me on the go, Spotify, boom. I'm digressing. Anyway, all right guys, thank you so much for joining me on Emlyn and Mix. Till next time, peace out. Boom.